Hi Cancer, this is your reading for September. I'm combining the two readings this month, okay? So on the top, this is the Witch's Tarot. And this reading is going to be about a personal relationship, okay? The cards underneath are the Herbal Tarot, and that's going to be for the more general side, okay? So you can really apply those messages to any area of your life. But please don't try to make any of the readings fit your life. If it fits, great. If it doesn't, then hey, I haven't got your story this month. So, and what I found also is that we do tend to get quite a few repeating cards sometimes. And when that happens, keep those in mind because the messages can be more intensified, okay, more significant. So, personal relationships. We got the Three of Swords here, Cancer. So, Three of Swords, heartbreak, sadness, loss. Also, for me, needing to get to the heart of the matter by talking, through communication. But up here, we have the Nine of Swords. So this is in our own heads, fearing something, worrying, mental stress. We make things feel 1,000 times worse when we're in the energy of the Nine of Swords. And it's making me wonder if you are fearing this Three of Swords, whether this is more fear-based than reality. Next to the Nine of Swords, we have quite deep energy. We've got the Judgment card. In this deck, it's called Karma. Judgment is an awakening. It's an opportunity to speak up, an opportunity to see something differently. It's an opportunity to, I feel, to give your side of the story. With karma, if we're talking about the word of this particular card, karma is very much, what goes around comes around. You will draw into your life what you have given out. Also, judgment comes before the world, which is an ending of a chapter, of a cycle of our lives. Next to it is the Five of Swords. So this is difficult energy. This is somebody that wants to win at any cost. They don't care if they hurt the other person's feelings. For them, it's about the winning of the argument. So, Cancer, is this why we've got this awakening here? That is this how you or the other person have been? That there's been conflict between you both. And whether it's you or them, it's been about trying to win. And now, in September, is there this fear that's starting to creep in? That maybe, just maybe, you've pushed the other person too far this time. Or they've pushed you too far this time. We have the Knight of Swords here. So he's the quickest knight. He's got something to say and he's going to come in and he's going to say it. Please or offend. That's how I always feel with the Knight of Swords. Please or offend. But nonetheless, something to say. Now, it is next to the Three of Swords. So again, are we fearing? Are we stressing? Are we worrying about the other person coming in and saying that the relationship's ended? Is this what you want to do? Is it harsh communication that has to be said? And it's harsh communication that is going to cause sadness. Not necessarily loss. Because the Three of Swords doesn't always have to be about the breakup of a relationship. But it can definitely talk about an element of heartbreak or sadness within a relationship. Next to the Three of Swords, we have the Two of Pentacles. So this is juggling. It could be juggling with a decision here. Do we stay? Do we go? Is that you juggling with that decision or the other person? Down the bottom, we have the Knight of Cups. So this knight comes in offering something heartfelt, feelings, emotions, love. Is this you, Cancer, coming in with a heartfelt apology? Opening up about your feelings? Is this your partner? Next to the Knight of Cups is the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is about success. The thing with the Nine of Pentacles, though, it's about the person in that card is successful, but she's achieved that off of her own back. And it can sometimes talk about a single person, somebody that's on their own. For me as well, sometimes the Nine of Pentacles can be a card where maybe in September there's a need to focus a little bit more on yourself. Maybe you've been focusing too much on the other person, making the other person the be-all and end-all. Maybe for some of you, it's the other person wanting to focus on themselves. Next to the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Hermit. So, the Hermit is reflecting, soul-searching. It can be that reclusive energy. So it may be that a time out is needed. Doesn't have to be permanent, Cancer. But a time out to reflect, to soul search, to work out what we want. Can this relationship be brought back? Can it be resurrected? Because karma, judgment, resurrection. Can it be brought back from the dead? Okay, Cancer, quite heavy energy there when we're dealing with personal relationships in September. But as I said, some of it can be fear-based. Don't be in your head too much. Don't overthink things too much, because that can make everything feel far worse, okay? Right. We're moving now to the general part of the reading. Sometimes this can very much be about the same thing we've just spoke about. Sometimes it can be completely different. I'm going to scan through quickly just to see if we've got repeating cards. We have Judgment again, that awakening. So we've got one repeating card, which is Judgment. So, and Judgment's in the centre. Judgment also can be a card about making judgments. Do you feel you've been harshly judged? Are you harshly judging another person? Up here, Two of Cups. Not always about personal relationships. I've just done the reading for Gemini and they too had the Two of Cups. And I can assure you, I do shuffle my cards, okay? That is why I don't shuffle while I'm recording. One, because of where my camera it has to be positioned makes it difficult, but also because I shuffle for quite some time and I don't want to waste the record time. And I think it's quite boring to sit there and just watch somebody shuffling for a while. So, Two of Cups, anyway. It's a relationship. And the Two of Cups is about two like-minded people. Two people that feel drawn to each other. The Two Cups are of equal size. Next to the Two of Cups is the Queen of Swords. So air energy. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Is this another person you're dealing with? The Queen of Swords speaks her truth. She'll use the sword to cut through to the truth. She can be quite sarcastic with her form of communication. She's known as the widow. Not the widow. The sad spinster, sorry, not the widow. She's been through a lot of suffering, the Queen of Swords. She's seen a lot, felt a lot, experienced a lot. The thing with the Queen of Swords, though, is she's very analytical. Her decisions are based logically. So, if you're not dealing with an air sign Cancer, is this you taking on these qualities of the Queen of Swords? Is it going to be to your benefit that in September to be more analytical? Next to her, we have the Two of Wands. So, a decision. Being at a crossroads. Which path are we going to go down? Some say with the Two of Wands, the world is your oyster because the man is holding a globe. But, you know, regardless, the Two of Wands is at a crossroads. And which path are you going to take? Next to Judgment, we have Strength. So strength is tapping into that internal strength. recognizing that we are strong enough to deal with whatever we're dealing with. Sometimes recognizing that the person we're dealing with, we may fear them a little bit. We may see them as that roaring lion. But when we tame them, we realise they're just pussycats after all. So are we dealing with somebody here that is a little bit scary in September, is coming across difficultly, if that makes sense? On the other side of Judgment, we have in the Herbal deck, this is called the Medicine Wheel, but it's actually the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is karmic. We don't control that wheel. Sometimes it's in our favour, sometimes it is not. It can sometimes be an opportunity to do something again, because we've come from 0 to 10. And then when we get to 10, the Wheel of Fortune, we're then going 10 up to 21, which is the World card. So we've already learnt lessons. We've come halfway. So with the Medicine Wheel, with the Wheel of Fortune, we may be given an opportunity here to do something, to have another go at something. But remembering what we've learnt already. Judgment can be resurrecting something that we thought was dead and gone. Bringing life back into something again. Down the bottom, we have the High Priest. Now, this can be a spiritual person. Are you tapping into the more spiritual side of yourself this month in September? The High Priest can be somebody that we turn to for advice. The High Priest as well can be about unlocking the truth to something. And when we do that, it brings an element of freedom. Next to the High Priest is the Queen of Pentacles, Earth energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Is this another person that you're dealing with, Cancer? Very grounded, nurturing, caring. Likes to feel secure. Is this you though? Trying to put roots down, wanting to feel secure within a relationship maybe, whether it's friendship, family, personal. We have the Ace of Swords next to the Queen. The Ace of Swords is a new beginning, and it's about giving us clarity. It can be about speaking the truth, yes. But it can talk about where we couldn't see things clearly. We're now being given an opportunity with the Ace of Swords to have clarity on something. An awakening. It's funny because the Gemini's reading and your reading, Cancer, are similar enough in the sense that they're both very much relationship based. And while in both there's heaviness, I'm not seeing actual ending. Your card from the Psychic Tarot is a major, and it's fertility. And this is equivalent to the Empress. And the Empress is the birth of something new. It can talk about actual pregnancy, so please keep that in mind if you don't want to get pregnant. But it's the birth of something new. And there is that energy in this particular spread. Your message from the Destiny cards is harvest. So harvest could be similar to the fertility card. Harvest, you know, when we harvest something, we get a new crop, the birth of something new growing. It feels very positive. The personal reading felt a little bit more dark, a little bit more heavy energy. But this part feels quite uplifting. Anyway, overall, I don't think September's going to be too bad for you. Personal relationship may be a little bit tricky, but I don't feel it's going to come to an end. Just don't be in your head too much. If that is you, if it's your partner, then, you know, maybe it's time to talk. Okay, Cancer, that is your reading. Thank you so much for watching and take care. Bye.